My name is Bob George, or B. George, and I'm the director of the Archive of Contemporary Music. Well, the Archive of Contemporary Music is a collection of every popular music recording issued in America. That was our beginning idea. It started in 1985. We keep 2 copies of everything that's released, of any format, beginning with microgroove recordings. That's basically around 1945 when they started the LP and the 45. There are now 2 million recordings here at the library. We don't have an acquisition budget at all. Everything's donated. Okay, so we get what we get. We settle for what we get. But people are so generous and we get so many large collections, you know, where we've gotten whole radio stations who've donated things. And, you know, when that station is RCA, I mean, you know, it ends up being quite a big deal. I was working as a producer, a radio DJ, a club DJ, and basically in the beginning of the punk era, I'd come to New York on a scholarship from the Whitney Museum as a fine artist, and then I started teaching for a program they had for high school kids that the Whitney sponsored, and my co-teacher turned out to be a young performance artist named Laurie Anderson, and so I put out Laurie's first record, Oh Superman. Oh Superman. Everybody was sending me recordings. I had so much material. I had about, like I said, 50,000 recordings. So I tried to say, well, we should do something with this. It's very valuable, I think. And so the collection consisted mostly of things that were happening at that time. So it was hip-hop, punk, and this crazy artist music. And I'd done quite a few recordings of visual artists who were making records. And I tried to give this music away. Everybody at the time said, this is crap, we don't want any of this. So the Library of Congress wasn't interested, and the Lincoln Center here, no library was interested in taking the material. So I got together with another person who had come to me actually and suggested the idea, which was David Wheeler. And he was a collector, and he had a great interest and sort of pushed me towards it, and so we started the archive. I figured, okay, we need some publicity, so I'll try to get together people I'd either worked for or knew who were celebrities or well-known artists or very important people, or people who I was impressed by or interested in or loved. And so we put together this great board of advisors. And what we asked the board of advisors to do is just lend your name, send us some money, keep us going. We need a little bit every year. Our board of advisors, the very first one was John Hammond, Nile Rodgers, the producer, Doc Palmas, Jelly Bean Benitez, Paul Simon, Jonathan Demme, and Martin Scorsese, Lieber and Stoller, Fred Schneider from the B-52s, and David Bowie, and Lou Reed. We just added Michael Feinstein. Probably the most important person in terms of helping us has been Keith Richards. He's been consistent now for 18 years, giving a great deal of money and help to build a blues collection. We're trying to keep it as wide range as possible. If Dolly Parton hears this, please, we'd like you on the board. Twice a year, the archive has a record sale, and it serves 2 purposes. One, it gives people a reason to donate. And you know, in the course of collecting for this current sale, maybe 25,000 new things will come in. So that's great. So the second purpose is just to get rid of the stuff. So we're getting so much stuff in that once we get those 2 copies, we don't need the 3rd copy, and it just takes up too much space. Well, the archive basically generates revenues through 3 streams. One is the record sale that we've talked about. 2 is donations from our boards and from the general public. And 3 is through the services that we offer. So the good thing about the archive is you could call us and say, give us a list of 1,200 things, and by God, we're going to have 990 of them, and the rest we're going to find within a couple days. So that's basically why people use us, is because we're pretty organized. You know, so it's a very abstract, if you want to call it a business, and we're not sure we can, basically we say our only job is to collect and preserve. But I sort of like the Zen part of kids today, that it doesn't, you don't have to have the thing itself, and that's kind of nice. So, as I told you before, I don't own a single record. I don't have any. I won't let them in my house. They're like plague items. But I borrow things.